Hello?
Hi Justin, you alright?
Hey, what's up, brother?
We're alright, just let you know, you're on with myself, Ray, and you're on also with Patrick on the MMA Mental podcast.
What's up, Patrick?
Hey, not a whole lot. Thanks for coming on, Dustin. We appreciate your time.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, well, hey, since we got you on, I know you got your training coming up here soon. So I want to ask, how are things going at the Disciple MMA Academy?
It's going really well, man. Things are growing each week. I'm just really excited to get back to training. I'm not sure if you guys know about my back surgery I had October 1st, so I'm finally recovering and ready to get back in there.
Oh, that's great. You know, I don't think I had heard anything about that back surgery. Was that a injury in training or something in the fights?
It was actually, I think it happened against my fight with Jared Papazian on FX3. I just started having like this sciatic pain down my left leg. Talked to the UFC about it. We ended up getting an MRI. Well, first we did physical therapy because they didn't think it was anything, too serious. And with the physical therapy, it just kept getting worse. And I actually had 2 UFC fights after that with the injuries that the pain that I was having. And then eventually I talked to the UFC and I'm just like, this pain's getting worse. So, we got an MRI done and I found out I had 2 herniated discs. Tried some more physical therapy. Nothing was working. So I finally, opted to get the surgery.
Wow. Well, hopefully, recovery's going well. How long, do you think it'll be before you're going to be able to, be training at 100% again?
Hopefully within, a few weeks, actually. I just finished up my last physical therapy appointment, last week. I see the doctor actually tomorrow and he should clear me to go back to, pretty high intensity, training. Obviously I'm not going to rush into anything serious, but we're going to gradually, ramp me back up and hopefully be training at 100% maybe in 3 or 4 weeks or so.
No, that's great. That's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that surgery went well, and hopefully you should be recovered soon.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd seen in another interview where you talked about the balance between in your gym and focusing on your fighting career. Are you finding that balance?
Yeah. Not sure if I mentioned it in that interview, but I have a lot of good guys around me, a lot of other owners and people that help out with the gym. So if I have a fight coming up, I pretty much am no longer a gym owner. They pretty much handle everything and really let me focus on my fight training. So there's a really good balance. When I don't have a fight scheduled, I'm more involved with the gym. But when I have something lined up, it's I'm really just a student. So it's a really cool balance we have. A lot of good guys helping me. So
yeah, that's very cool. Now this summer you fought in the UFC. What was it? 3 times in the span of something like 60 days. Now that had to endear you to Zuffa and of course the UFC fans.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was just my first fight against UFC FX3, and then the day after that fight, I went to the beach with my family for a vacation, and I got a call when I was at vacation about 5 days after that fight, and they gave me 6 days notice. They're like, "Do you want to do it?" I said, "Heck yeah!" So I had 2 fights in between 2 weeks, and then after that fight against Ken Stone, they called again about a couple weeks later and gave me a 3 weeks notice. So yeah, I think I had 3 fights in a total of like 28 days or 30 days or something like that. It was pretty crazy. And on top of that, 2 herniated discs that I didn't know about.
Do you think with
Sorry,
Justin. Do you think with hindsight that you should not have put those fights?
It's kind of like a hit or miss. I don't know. Like, I'm happy I took them because, the UFC, I think they're really appreciative of it. And they notice that I'm willing to step up for them. But then again, I'm kind of upset because with the injury and with the short notice, I don't feel like, well, I know I didn't perform at my best, which caused me to get 2 decision losses. And, records really do matter in this business, and especially with the UFC, they want to see wins. So I'm hoping I can make up for it, The UFC still has me, so I'm hoping to recover well, get a good train up, and have an impressive win coming up soon,
Have you got any ideas yet of when you'll be fighting or who you'll be fighting?
Nothing locked in. Just really, just an idea. I know there's a April 27th card in New Jersey. I'd really like to get on. I think that'd be, enough time for me to have a good train up and ease back into training. So maybe the end of April. If not then, hopefully soon after that.
I want to go back a little bit further, and I want to talk about The Ultimate Fighter, which is one of the early times we saw you, on the mainstream. How did it come about that you were on The Ultimate Fighter?
I'm sorry, can you say that again, Ray?
Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little quiet, but I missed the question about the show.
No problem. I wanted to go back a little bit, and it was obviously that was when we first saw you in the mainstream. How did it come about that you were on The Ultimate Fighter?
Oh, well, I just heard about it was actually my second Ultimate Fighter.
Are you still there, Patrick? We lost connection. Patrick, you're back. I was just waiting for Dustin to come back on.
Hey, yes, I'm back. The technical difficulties there.
Right, I'm just waiting for Dustin to come back on. He just sent a message to us, so hopefully he'll pick up.
Gosh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry about that.
I don't think it was your fault, Patrick, to be honest with you. I've got a feeling that the problems are at my end, but there's not a lot we could do. We're just going to keep plodding through. But yeah, you haven't done anything wrong. I know we had problems last week, but it's definitely nothing to do with you this week, so don't worry about that. Just waiting for Dustin to answer. We're recording at the minute. So we are recording at the moment. Right, we'll try. I'll disconnect and I'll try Dustin again. I won't disconnect from you, just disconnect from Dustin. I'm just going to add him into the call again.
Okay.
Right. We should do on the call. Just trying him now. He's. I know he's probably. Hi, Dustin. You okay?
Hey, yeah, sorry about that, guy.
That's all right. It's not a problem. I think we're just having technical issues. I think the problem might be at my end, so don't worry. It's something that can't be helped. Yeah. So we were just talking a little bit about how it came about that you were on the show.
Okay, well, yeah, like I was saying before, I actually tried out for the Ultimate Fighter twice. They had live tryouts here. One I think was, I actually forget where I went the first time. I think it was in North Carolina, but Tough 14, I actually went up to New Jersey. They had a live tryout. Basically, they had some silly stuff, like you had to you had to hit some focus mitts in front of, Dana, Joe Silva, some of the other UFC guys. Then they matched you up with a random partner to grapple, and then you did a silly interview where basically they just try to get under your skin and piss you off by asking silly questions, basically just to see if you're TV worthy. So, yeah, I did that, and eventually down the road, I guess I got a call back. I went out to Vegas for, medical testings, everything. You did another interview in front of cameras and a bunch of people, and then you just hope for a call after that, and I got the call, so it was pretty cool.
How did you find the process? It sounds like it could be a bit annoying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Definitely annoying. And then, I had to make a lot of sacrifices, even when I got the final call, because I was selected, but you obviously know you have to fight to get in the house, so I still wasn't a for sure deal. And at that time, I had to make the decision. I canceled my honeymoon because I was getting married 6 days before I had to leave. So I canceled my honeymoon, I quit my job, and I withdrew from school that I was in at the time. All of this before I knew that I was in the house because, if I would have lost my fight, I would have came right back home.
Wow, that was a hell of a risk to take. I'm just glad that it paid off for you. Did you know much about the opponent that you faced in the first fight? It was a Japanese fighter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Tateki something like that.
Yeah,
I forget
Tateki,
now.
I've got it up here. Tateki Matsuda.
Yes. It's funny because at the time it didn't ring any bells, but then I remember watching him fight, who was it? I can't think of his name, but Leone, maybe that's it. Anthony Leone. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
I actually fought him, and before I fought him, I was watching, and he actually fought Tateki. But I didn't make that connection at the time, so no, when I was first matched up with him, I didn't really know about him at all, so.
I mean, looking back over the show, and obviously we look at it, we're probably about 12 months removed from the show now, and there's quite a few guys from the show that have gone on to have, good success in the UFC and are still around in the UFC, which you don't always get, and obviously you're included in that. It just shows you what a high standard the show was, doesn't it, with the guys that were on it?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone on that series was amazing. They're all great fighters, and they're all doing really well. So I'm pretty pumped about it. It's really cool that I was a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, the other interesting thing on the show was we had two coaches that are very both very well known in the public, both very outspoken. You obviously had Michael Bisping and Jason Miller, and I know Jason Miller was your coach. How did you find Jason Miller?
I love that guy. We still talk a little today. He's really cool, just down-to-earth guy, really crazy and goofy like me. So we got along really well, and he's also, a great fighter in my book.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a great fighter. It's a shame to see he's come across a bit of difficult time, but he is certainly a great fighter. I used to love his series he used to do as well, Bully Beatdown. I used to love watching that. What did you think to Michael Bisping? Obviously, me being from the UK, obviously him being one of our biggest fighters.
I think he was really cool. We got along really well. Behind the scenes, he was really cool to me. Some people aren't a huge fan of him, but I guess he was portrayed a little bit like a jerk, on the show. But he's a really nice guy behind the scenes, so I really enjoyed him.
Do you think they like to portray him as the villain because of obviously him not being American and because he was fighting on the finale at the end?
Yeah, I'm sure that has something to do with it. You know how everyone tries to stick with the guy from their country or their hometown or their, city, so.
Now, obviously, watching you on the show, you look to me like you got on with pretty much everybody in the show. You come across as being very laid back. Obviously, you're very religious. Was there anybody on the show that rubbed you up the wrong way? You still there, Dustin?
Try to get along with. You guys still there?
Yes, we're still there. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I keep getting phone calls. I think that's what's happening.
Oh,
but yeah,
no
yeah, I got along with everybody. I can't really think of anyone that really got on my nerves. It was pretty cool.
And is there any other guys there that you're still in contact with from the show?
Yeah, me and I actually just talked to Dennis Bermudez last night. We talk pretty often. Him and Johnny Bedford, Steven Seiler I still talk to. Jason Mayhem, obviously. So, yeah, I'd say a bunch of the guys. And, I see them at fights every once in a while.